You are Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. Part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Fish fans? Welcome to another episode of your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. My name is Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries at Jim Gries _. And I will tell you what, today is a good day because the Marlins go on the road, first of 6 away from home. They're in Philly against the first-place Philadelphia Phillies. Philadelphia Freedom. They beat them again tonight. They've beaten them 5 out of the 9 games they've played this season. The Marlins with a winning record against the first-place team in the division. Right now, a little bit behind the Dodgers for the best record in the National League. But for a while there early on, the Phillies looked unbeatable. And look at your Miami Marlins with the edge in the season series over them. 5-0 the shutout tonight. It was all about the B&B boys, Jake Burger and Valente Bellozo. How about Jake Burger, homered for the 4th straight game? This dude is in fuego. Burger, 23 home runs, had 9 at the break. 9 home runs in 90 games before the break. Now he has 23, 14 home runs since the break. 14 in 24 games? The dude is on fire. It's crazy just right now the way that Burger's hitting the ball. 4 straight games with a home run. He's chasing records now, and we'll keep you posted day in and day out, obviously, as we always do with those records that he's chasing and everything that is going on there. And then, obviously, 14 coming after the break. That's really huge. And Valente Bellozo, how about the right-hander? He is unbelievable, man. Valente Bellozo, what a pitching job he has done this year. He's from Mexico, 24 years old. He's only 5'10", 208 pounds. He's got the stocky body, the big legs. He doesn't throw that hard, but man, he was good tonight. 7 innings, a career high for him, holding the high-powered Phillies offense to just 4 hits. He strikes out 4 on 95 pitches. He's been fantastic lately. More on Valente Bellozo in the second segment of the show here. In fact, I got to make sure I remind myself of that and write that down. Segment 2, Bellozo and the bullpen, all right? And the reason I should include the bullpen there is because Jesus Tinoco pitched for the Marlins and pitched a scoreless inning. That is 6 consecutive appearances in a row. I guess I don't have to say consecutive in a row back. That's like a double entendre. So never mind. I'm correcting myself. My English and grammar teachers all the way from elementary school through college at the U, shout out to the U, would be happy with me on that because it's just, you don't need to do it. Don't need to do it. It's unnecessary, right? So here's what I'll say. 6 consecutive appearances without a run allowed to start his Marlins career after being traded from the White Sox. Now, I ask you, what's that like? What would that be like, being traded from the White Sox to the Marlins this year? I mean, I can't think of anything that bad, right? I mean, it'd be like going from like Newark, New Jersey to where? Newark, New Jersey to like downtown Detroit. It's a lateral move, gutter to gutter. Sorry to all of you in New Jersey and Detroit, but you choose to live there, so you know what you're signing up for. Anyway, I digress, and I'm getting off topic, but man, it's been a good run for Tinoco since he joined the Marlins. And then, of course, to finish off the game with no Tanner Scott, you're going to go to the bullpen and you're going to go to Andrew Nardi, and he picked up the save. Good job by Nardi to pick up the save in this game. Nice job. Nardi's been great for the most part all year long. The bullpen's been lights out, G's up all year long coming out of that bullpen. And so the offense got it going tonight. Burger with the home run. Not the only one. Jesus Sanchez continuing to stay hot for Miami. He's in the lineup against lefties and righties, homering off lefties now, homering off righties, which he's always done. When you give a guy a shot and you give him the opportunity and he knows mentally, hey, no matter what I do, I'm going to be in the lineup. I do shows for ESPN Radio. Every show I have to be great. I might not get another one. I'm not on that kind of deal. None of us are really on that kind of a deal, but you know what I'm saying. Unless you coach the Steelers. You know, they never fire a coach. That's a lifetime job security. But Sanchez with his 15th dinger, and he doesn't get cheated, man. When Jesus Sanchez gets a hold one, when he hits a home run, he doesn't hit wall scrapers. He does not hit wall scrapers. Jesus hits bombs. This one well over 400 feet. And how about Xavier Edwards? Xavier Edwards. What's wrong with me? How did I type a J? That's auto spell. It's not my fault. I don't take responsibility for that. Xavier Edwards singles, stole second, and scored on error in the 7th. That was dope. This dude puts pressure on defenses, right? 2 more hits tonight. He's hitting over 350. Xavier Edwards singling and then steals second, right? Taking off for third on a strikeout, trying to steal third on a strikeout of Sanchez, who later homer, as I mentioned. And then the catcher, Real Muto, throws it away. He dives in, the ball bounces away. He alertly gets up and scores. Jonah Bride, Otto Lopez, RBI singles. Bride also walked 3 times. Here comes the Bride, all dressed in teal. Okay, here we go. That was corny. I'll give you that one. And my teachers would not appreciate anything about that. All right, so anyway, it was a nice performance by the Marlins all the way across the board. I mean, you can only say so much, right? The Phillies are 4-11 in their last 15 games. What in the world did I write there? There we go. All right, little typos there and there. These autospell, I got to turn off autospell on YouTube. Anybody help me with that? That might be my computer. It might be YouTube. I have to figure this out. Anyway, you're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber. Call me Gries. I want to thank you for making us your first watch and your first listen every day. We're free, available wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And our sponsor tonight, this episode brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. As playoffs wind down, the sports stop sporting like we want them to. But this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That means every day for you scholars out there. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. We reiterate to you, visit FanDuel.com to get started. And the Marlins got started on this road trip. Nice job tonight by Bellozo. Let's talk about Bellozo's outings recently, shall we? We're good here. No, we are not. Well, much better sound quality. I don't know what in the world just happened. Sometimes I think it's something with the atmosphere or something. The humidity of the summer, lightning zaps or something. All of a sudden I hear and the microphone's off and it switches to this one. And then I had to put it back real quick. But letting you know that the Marlins getting this road trip off to an impressive start. And this is something that's really cool because you think about what the Marlins have coming up, right? I mean, you got 4 against the Mets, and the Mets are getting waxed by the A's tonight. You know what I'm saying? The fans in Oakland haven't had anything to cheer about since Hammer and Too Short. Anyway, I mean, it's been that long. The Bash brothers, Canseco and McGuire. That's not true. They had the Dubs in the 2010s. My bad, Oaktown. My bad. But they left 2. Yeah, and the Raiders left 2. And the A's are also going to Las Vegas. Yeah, but they're waxing the Mets right now on the way out. Anyway, the Mets were red hot. Not anymore. Not anymore. Okay. So the Marlins will play the Mets after this. They're playing 2 at Philly, 2 at New York, 3 at New York, over the weekend. So you're 2 over Philly, 1 tomorrow, and then you got the weekend series against the Mets in New York. And I guess I had that wrong. I was thinking it's a 4-gamer. I have 2 days off this week. That's not supposed to happen. A Monday and a Thursday with no shows. So we have a show tomorrow. I mean, this is a country club life I'm living here. I mean, thank you, MLB schedulers. This is a great week for me. Hello. I hope you guys are enjoying this, by the way. This is a great time doing the show for you like this. The Marlins got it started early today. And again, they're doing 3 games in New York after this. The Mets are not hot anymore. Good time to go in there. Phillies just dead silent with the bats. They've done nothing offensively lately. 7-15 since the break, shut out for the 4th time this season. Again, they're 4-5 against the Marlins, and the announcers were not happy. I love watching John Crook. I've always loved John Crook. John, I am not a crook. Remember Chris Berman? All right, but Crookie with his backward helmet and bailing out of the box against Randy Johnson in the All-Star game. It was funny. Absolutely hilarious. But the Phillies had 17 fly ball outs in this game, a lot of pop-ups. They're just missing balls. They're not lining them up on the barrel. That is just in between the ears. When a team is struggling offensively, you could hear it in the announcers' voices. The stadium was flat. It starts to permeate. It permeates when you're on a losing skid. Trust me, I've been on enough of them myself in my life personally and with other people. They permeate. And if you allow them to settle in your mind and you allow them to take over your thought process, which everyone in that damn stadium was doing tonight, you could hear the pin drop in there. The Marlins suck the life out of it. And when that happens and all those tens of thousands of people don't believe anyone's going to get a hit, Guess what? No one's going to get a hit until someone does and breaks that string, and then the place will come to life. They're electrically charged in there anyway. Those Philly fans, they're all nuts. Don't tell them. Shh, I didn't say that. But anyway, the Marlins with a great start to this trip. Quick 5-game road trip in Philadelphia. They are 5-4 against the Phillies this season. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Locked On Marlins postcast coming up on the other side. Burger binge. Jake Burger with a historic home run streak. How historic is it? 4 games in a row. What does that mean? I'll tell you on the other side. Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Your team every day, wherever you get your podcast, plus right here on YouTube on the Locked On Podcast Network. And I want to talk to my shoppers in the house. Not everybody's a shopper, but 99% of us are. And if you're not shopping online, spending that cash, come on, you know what you need to be doing, right? And you need to be getting paid back for the stuff you buy. It's 2024. You should never buy anything without getting something back. And I will tell you what, there is a place for you to go. I love being the plug for you right here. And you're going to get money back on every purchase. It's going to add up very quickly, and it's going to add up to a lot. It's called Ibotta, IBOTTA. Whether it's sandals, sunscreen, snacks for the kids, barbecues, the summer is expensive. Trust me, I have 3 kids. I know I never have enough money. But guess what? With Ibotta, IBOTTA, I get cash back on all my purchases when I stock up on all the summer essentials, all the barbecue supplies, everything I'm spending money on. I don't have to choose between burgers and hot dogs. I get them both because I get money back on everything with Ibotta. It's a free app. If you haven't figured that out by now, it lets you earn cash back every time you shop. I said cash, not points, not coupons. No, not discounts. Cold, hard cash. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Earn on hundreds of items from groceries, beauty supplies, toys, you name it. You earn on it with Ibotta. The average Ibotta earner, guess how much the average Ibotta earners per year? $256. That's how much. That could be an entire shopping trip, a plane ticket, dinner at a nice restaurant. Not where I live, but maybe where you live. If you're watching from outside Miami, I'll tell you that. Other apps give you points that don't amount to much. Not Ibotta. You get cash back, IBOTTTA. You can save on over 2,400 brands and shop at over 1,000 retailers, including your favorite stores. Don't tell my girlfriend, Macy's, Sephora. I could be in trouble. Best Buy, too. It's time you join the over 50 million users who use Ibotta, IBOTTA, to earn cash back every time they shop, just like I do. You see the clothes getting nicer. It's because I keep getting the cash back with Ibotta. And right now, Ibotta is offering you an extra $5 just for trying Ibotta by using the code LOCKEDONMLB when you register. Just go to the App Store or the Google Play Store. We don't care which one. Download the free Ibotta app to start earning cash back and use code LOCKEDONMLB. That's right, IBOTTA, baby, in the Google Play or the App Store, and use code LOCKEDONMLB. Start earning back with Ibotta right now. Locked On Marlins postcast also brought to you by FanDuel. Preseason football moving right along. Dolphins playing again this weekend. Locked On Dolphins postcast coming up on Saturday in the park. Going to be awesome to see what Tua does with all those weapons and all that cash they spent. Oh, man. It is going to be fun. Can Patrick Paul be that 4th dope offensive lineman so they don't have to worry about Tua risking his life every week? I digress. We'll find out more. Locked On Dolphins and Locked On Dolphins postcast throughout this year. But as the sports have not been sportsing like we want them to, football just starting. Baseball had the All-Star break. The summer games, thank God, bailed us out for a bit. But with no NBA and no NHL, the sport's not sportsing like we want them to with no football, right? But as everything winded down, guess what? FanDuel lets me keep the sports going whenever I want. All I have to do is open the app, dream up bets anytime I'm in the mood. Don't you wish you could do that with everything? Just dream it up. That'd be awesome. And this summer, FanDuel is hooking up all customers with a boost or a bonus daily. That's right. There's something for everyone every day, all summer long. So head on over to FanDuel. Start making the most of your summer. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball on the Locked On Podcast Network. All right, Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. Real quick one, thank you again for making Locked On Marlins Postcast your first listen today. For your second listen, how about you enjoy the Locked On MLB podcast? Host Paul Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully, is here daily, going to give you national expertise. Got that trademark humor, funny dude, going to help you get ready for the MLB playoffs here in the dog days of summer. Prepare for the Fall Classic with Sully, who has it all covered every single day on Locked On MLB, available on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every single day. Well, not every day. I mean, when the team's off on the postcast, you're not going to have me. That's why we call them the postcast. But every other team like show and the league shows and the city shows, it's every day. Locked On Sports Today. You know what I'm saying. How about Xavier Edwards? 2 more hits and another run scored tonight. Jake Burger, the binge. More on Burger in a moment. Un momento. No matter how you speak it or say it or hear it, Jake Burger is on fire and fuego. I don't know how to say that in any other languages except those two. I should know French by now after watching the Olympics for 2 weeks. It was beautiful in Paris, wasn't it? Anyway, Sanchez with the home run, 2 runs scored again. Nice job by Jesus Sanchez and Jake Burger since Josh Bell and Jazz Chisholm were traded away, along with everybody else who you hoped wouldn't be traded away by the Marlins. They ended up with 8 hits. The Phillies only 4 hits, man. Only 4 hits. No one had 2. Harper 1 for 4. Schwarber 0 for 4. Turner 0 for 4. Harper 1 for 4. Bohm 0 for 3. All those big bats. Silencio tonight by Valente Bellozo. And let's talk about Bellozo again later in the show. We'll do that after we talk about Jake Burger, because we promised we would hit up Jake Burger and talk about his hot streak right now, because this is historic right now for Jake Burger, and it's just getting more historic by the day. If you haven't been following what's been going on with Jake or watching his game log, I mean, he strikes out a lot. I've been hard on him at times this season, but this dude homered today, 4 straight games with a home run. He was 3 for 4 in the last game against San Diego, 2 for 4 the game before that, 2 for 4 the game before that, another 2 for 4 in the Cincy series, the Atlanta series. He's hitting .287 on an undercover baseball since the All-Star break. He's been killing it, right? And Jake Burger is one of the elite power hitters in the game. He had, and I say this every single day, so you everydayers forgive me. I played a lot of baseball in my life. When you have an oblique strain and you come off the injured list in 15, 20 days, that thing's not all the way healed. And not only is it not all the way physically healed, you can still feel a little tinge of it maybe, but also mentally, you have to really open that mind up to let those muscles open all the way up again. And that's the hard part, coming off of big injuries, and injuries like that where your swing, you feel your oblique every time you swing. Every time. Your follow through is your power. If your oblique is weak in any way, you're not going to have that pop and you're not going to have that power. It takes time to get it back. And that's what happened to Jake Burger. That's what happened to him. You just can't, you know what I mean? It's almost impossible for this dude to just come back off of an injury like that, right? And just ball out of control. Now, it would have been great because Josh Bell just started getting hot when they traded him. Started raking for the Diamondbacks, who, by the way, just swept the Phillies and did it in dramatic fashion just about every night. And Bell was in the middle of a lot of it, as he has been in the middle of just about everything for the Diamondbacks since the Marlins traded him there. And same with A.J. Puck, the lefty pitching out of the bullpen. Absolutely fantastic. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, one of the 10 player, couple of 10 players that the Marlins shipped away. I am trying to figure this out right now. I'm trying to see the historic context of Burger's homer, and I'm looking for it. I shouldn't promise things I can't deliver, right? Or that I don't know I can deliver right on the spot there. But we got a minute to look at. And, you know, look, I mean, by the way, Taijuan Walker allowed 3 runs and walked 3 over 4 innings in his first start since June 21st for the Phils. That is a pretty big deal for them to get him back. I don't know why. Let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, guys. 1 second. There we go. There we are. All right. Boom. All right. Where was I? Okay. Jake Burger's home run streak. All right. When Jake Burger started this streak after the All-Star break. Now, not the 4-homer in 4 game streak. I'm talking about this hot streak of 14 home runs since the All-Star break. It was when Berger and Bell were doing it together. And Bell's been gone. Berger's still doing it. Now, Sanchez has kind of been the beneficiary of that. Team's pitching around Berger. Sanchez has hit a bunch of home runs lately. And then Jonah Bride, of course, walked 3 times today. His patience at the plate, not a bad deal for the Marlins right now. You know what I mean? And when I'm thinking about what Berger's doing with these home runs, it's not going to be a franchise record for a while for the number of home runs. Obviously, you'd be seeing that everywhere, and you're not. So it's not anything that that's getting close to a record or anything like that. But it's historic from the standpoint of he's just on fire, man. And not many guys get hot like this and hit homers in 4 games in a row. And yeah, I mean, he's hitting them to center field. He's hitting them to left. He's turning on inside pitches. He's hitting high fastballs away. He's hitting them out. He's hitting everything out right now, Jake Berger. And it's fun to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch for Jake Berger. You know, obviously, Giancarlo Stanton, Gary Sheffield have those home run records for the Marlins. Bobby Bonilla, a great power hitter for them for a long time. So those things are going to fall eventually. But right now, Berger's still enjoying that hot streak. And then Bellozo, the thing about Bellozo that I love, since he's joined the rotation for Miami. And remember, you've got 11 pitchers on the injured list this year, right? 11. Oh, I just saw an ad for Serena in the arena on ESPN Plus. I need to watch that. Anyway, I just had a Tourette's moment. But long story short, in 2024, he has 5 starts now, and I think this might have been his 6th. But every single game out, he's gotten better. He's gotten better every time, guys. Much better every time. And that's the coolest thing about Bellozo. Every single time he's gotten better. Against the Reds, he went 5 2/3, 5 hits, no runs. Against the Braves, 2 earned runs in 5 innings. Against the Red Sox, 5 innings. I mean, he's giving you 5, 5, 5. He's been getting better every time out, though. And against the Braves, he looked better, and he lost it a little bit late. And then against the Reds, he looked. I mean, in Cincinnati beat up on the Marlins throughout that series, right? But they won this game 6-4. Even though Bellozo went 5 2/3, almost got that quality start in, gave up no runs on 5 hits, struck out 4, doesn't throw hard, 91, 92. His off-speed pitches are his out pitches. But, man, this dude is legitimately pitching great for Miami right now, keeping hitters off balance, winning, battles, individual battles against great hitters like Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber and Alec Boehm, and doing it with confidence tonight. Enthusiasm. A strikeout to end that 7th inning, only threw 95 pitches, a career-high 7 innings. Bellozo has been a steadying force, as has Edward Cabrera, who will go tomorrow for the Miami Marlins. You're watching Locked On Marlins Postcast. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries, at @JimGries_. Gonna wrap it up on the other side. And look at that. Berger binge. We already talked about Jake Berger and that home run streak. I mean, that's the binge right there. You don't even need the sides on that burger. You don't even need the sides. Just binge it out, baby. Binge it out and let him go, because that's what Jake Berger's been doing. He doesn't need any of the fixins lately. And then Bellozo's best. This dude has been pitching absolutely phenomenally lately. And I'm sorry, guys, the other background that I did will not load. I changed the 4 to a 5. Sometimes when you do a template and you're working on it throughout the course of a game, as I do here, you're watching the game, you're making your notes, you're prepping the show, and that should say 5-0 up there. And I'm trying to add that background and load it in from my files, and it's not loaded in for you, but it should say 5-0. So, I let you know, and it shows finally uploading. I'll pop that in just a second. So they're 5-4 against the Phillies this season. Flailing Phillies, it could mean that. It also could mean the Phillies are 7-15 since the All-Star break. They are not hitting the baseball at all. Boom. See that? We switched it. We got the 5 up there. You're watching Locked On Marlins Postcast. Be right back and wrap it up in just a second, talking about Cabrera and what he's been doing. We'll talk about Edward Cabrera and why the Marlins have had success against the Phillies when we wrap the show up in just a minute. Locked On Marlins Postcast on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I need to talk to my skilled tradesmen, skilled tradeswomen, skilled trades, whatever your pronouns are. You're more skilled than I am. I can't even drill or hammer anything. Maybe a little bit. But I will tell you this. If you can, and you are one of those people who makes this world go round with the skilled trades, then you get supplies from the site that's made for you. For the skilled trades, supplyhouse.com. That's right. Supplyhouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. How reliable? How easy? Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support, industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business, and talk to a real person every time. Don't make me fall over. I mean, really, come on. Pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Trademaster program. Every Trademaster, that means you, gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. So what are you going to do about that? You're going to join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at supplyhouse.com/T-M and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at supplyhouse.com on the Locked On Podcast Network. Five nothing to start off this couple game series in Philadelphia. They're 5-4 against the Phillies this season. And it's really interesting when you see that the Phillies won the first one 8-2, the second one 8-3. Remember how bad the Marlins were, and this is May 10th through 12th. Marlins squeaked out the final game of that series in 10 innings, 7-6. So it was 2-1 Phillies after the first series, and then the Phillies lost 2 of 3 to the Marlins in late June, and then there was that that 7-6 win for the Phillies on June 30th. And then the first game of this series tonight makes it 5-4. Wait a second. Oh, okay. They added it up beforehand. I'm sorry. My bad. It's 4-4, guys. It's 4-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. University of Miami degree coming in handy. Sorry. They had it at 4-4 in the 8th inning, and I guess they had just jumped the shark a little bit there, just assumed it. So, yeah, after the win tonight, it's 4-4, but a shutout win tonight, only the 4th time the Phillies have been shut out this season, and a nice win for Miami all the way across the board with Berger and Sanchez homering and Bride on base 4 times. You know what I mean? And Edwards at the top of the order continuing to work his magic, 350 hitter. He won't qualify with the ABs, but Tinoco out of the bullpen and Nardi out of the bullpen and everybody doing his job tonight. Vidal Brujan, shout out to him with a diving grab in foul territory along the right field side, playing multiple positions this year, like a Randy Velarde or Jim Eisenreich. Remember him? Yeah, right. Those utility players, right? All kinds of utility players in the history of the Florida/Miami Marlins, and I remember a lot of guys playing multiple positions and getting the job done throughout the years. Randy Velarde's the first guy to come to mind. Definitely. And, you're surprised to see Nick Gordon gone. Jeff Conine, of course, was another Marlin who played a lot of different positions over the years. And a lot of fun watching Niner, Mr. Marlin, the original Florida Marlin, of course, the Miami Marlins now. But the Marlins jumped on him early, 2 in the first, 1 in the third, made it 3-0, added 1 in the 7th, and then another 1 in the 9th on the Sanchez homer. And again, Edwards with the single, the stolen base, tries to steal third on a strikeout. The bad throw goes awry, so he steals third, gets it on the error, and scores on the error. So gets the bag at third and scores on the error. And just that's the kind of pressure you put on a team. That's the kind of ways that you win ball games. And the Marlins doing a good job. They're always competitive. We talk about it day in and day out, guys. They're always competitive. And they always press the other team. They're going to be in games. They're going to hit. They're going to run like crazy all over the bases, run into outs. They're going to be swinging at everything. They don't have a lot of plate discipline, but they're going to be a lot of fun to watch day in and day out. That's all there is, Fish fans. There is no more. Your Locked On Marlins postcast on your Tuesday. Jim Grieshaber, call me Gries. They wrap up the quick 2-gamer tomorrow in Philadelphia. Edward Cabrera, who's been great lately, still 2-3 on the year, will start for Miami against Tyler Phillips of the Phillies. He's 4-1. Tyler Phillips trying to break that skid for the Philadelphia Phillies. And for the Marlins, looking to add another win over the Phillies and actually go to 5-4 so I can be right when I say it next time. Jake Berger, 4 games in a row. Can he make it 5? We will let you know tomorrow when we bring you your Locked On Marlins postcast right after that game. First pitch, by the way, 6:40 Eastern time. Until then, my friend, keep your game tight and your mind right. And keep watching your Locked On Marlins postcast with me, Jim Grieshaber, on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day.